Alright, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Golfish Podcast. What's Golfish? It's the double entendre, you know what I'm saying? We're not quite golfers, a little too much swag for that, but we Golfish. And yeah, we only talking that Golfish, you know what I'm saying? You do. I really started a podcast with hitters that I had just met on the T-box. Mike is a vet, the best, I'ma need 3 shots. If I win, I'ma call cap and I'm telling him he not. B used to be in the league, now we just drawing it over the trees. And I'm in between, or I done lost it. Golf in the day and the night, we gon' talk it. This is the Golfish. This is the Golfish. Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Roy Blackroy. I'm here with my guys. This is the Golf-ish podcast. Something that we thought we'd try out. Hope that you guys enjoy it. I know we're going to have a good time doing it. Okay, the way that I'm looking at it right now, I got my boy Mike the Vet sitting down here according to my screen. Say what's good.
What's good, y'all?
And then I got up here, I got my boy B Foster. What's good with you, boy?
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, just quick little intro just to how I met these guys. We all met on the course. We played together a couple times, but you know, I met these guys individually. First, I met B Foster first. He hit me up. He was doing like a YouTube golf vlog or whatever, and he wanted to challenge me because I think he's seen like, you know, I be posting my videos and like I'm not the greatest golfer of all time, whatever. So he thought I was
Facts.
like an easy target. He thought, yeah, okay. So he thought I was like a, you know what I mean, like an easy little mark, right?
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? That's what you thought?
I'm just assuming. I'm assuming because people be calling me out because I'm like an easy target. You know what I mean? I'm hit or miss. But then I prove them wrong in the, you know what I mean, in the long run. Then I send them the, you know, Cash App, Venmo requests, sometimes Zelle and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, we played. And I was trashed that first time we played, just like he assumed. So then he was a sucker. Said, "Hey, let's record it so I can, you know, so I could come up. You know what I mean? So I could come up off, you know, beating you." And then he had another thing coming.
Now I'm a cloud chaser.
Yeah, chasing that cloud. Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
So I ended up shooting an 84 and hold the putt on the 18th hole or whatever to win that one. So, but ever since then, you know what I mean? Like, you know how golf is. You play with somebody, you enjoy it, and you be like, "Rock, I could." That was a good time. Like, I could rock with you. So I got his number, and then like I drove. You know, I'm up in the north side of the Metroplex, and then Brandon's down like in the south side of Dallas side or whatever. So I've driven down there like multiple times to play. He's come up to when I was playing Fossil Creek. We played over there a couple times, and then every once in a while we'll link up and just, you know, bounce around the Metroplex and we'll play. And then Mike, we met through actually a mutual friend. We met on the tee box at Hackberry, and we played around. You know, I rode with my boy, but then we had, you know, chopped it up a little bit, and then he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, you want to come back and play anytime? Just hit me up." And so yeah, I think I ended up hitting him up like probably that same week, and then we went out and we played, and you know what I mean, similar kind of story. My game wasn't in a great spot. You know, I really kind of looked up to him as a golfer. And then he said, "Okay, little hat, you know, let's put some money on this game or whatever." And then you know what I mean? Then I had to unleash the Rory.
He been
I had to unleash the Rory.
You've been sandbagging. That's what it sounds like.
It's two parts. Look, it's two parts to me, right? I'm Rory Blackroy, right? So the Blackroy part is like the hat golfer, but like the Rory part is like legit. You know what I mean? Like I got Rory tendencies, bro. Like
ego
you know,
Cat.
you know how Rory is. Like Rory gonna win every year. You know what I mean? My dude gonna win every year, but like every once in a while he busts out with like 4-5 wins. You know what I mean? Like in one season. Then that's when the Tigers talk start. You know what I mean? So y'all be catching me when I'm just on like a 1-win season, and then y'all put money on it. Then I'm like, you know what I mean? Player of the year. You know, the players champ. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but yeah, like it's you know, all love between it. You know, between us and it's, you know, just a fun group of guys that I like to tee up with. So especially with my Instagram account, I get hit up a lot to play, and like I don't think people really realize that. You know, they always want to like, "Hey man, if you're ever in town or if I'm in town, let's play." And like I think everybody has their group that they like to play with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if y'all get that. Yeah, I know you guys have. I know y'all got accounts as well, but like people hit y'all up and just be like, "Hey man, we should play." And like you don't always necessarily know who that person is, but like, okay, in order for me to play, I gotta cancel around. You know what I mean, with my boys. So like these are the guys that when I can that I play with. So
yeah. These are the guys that be beating the brakes off of him because he ain't telling the truth.
Oh no!
How many times have you beat me?
Just the one time that it mattered. So hold on, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Hey,
we gotta get the.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We gotta get the truth out. We gotta get the truth out. You know
Since
what I'm
we
saying?
speaking about you, okay. So the last round of 2021,
Ooh.
I recall.
Let's not do it. Let's not do it.
now you
Let's not do
you
it.
Yeah,
backpedaling
like,
now. You
See,
backpedaling.
yeah,
Hey, I'm a
you see
DB.
what I'm
I
saying?
backpedal. I backpedal all day. Let's not
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, I'm out of there. I'm
Bell,
gonna turn around.
that's that bell technique where you got
Yes, I'm out of there. Yeah, I'm out of there. Hip is turning. I'm out of there. Don't do me like that.
So
quick.
as you see, we ain't even got to speak on that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying?
a secret. That's between me and you, bro.
He woke up real quick.
Look,
never
my
mind.
bad. I got carried away. My bad.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So and then like the time that we first played together was there was the Greenies tour event over at Keaton Park. You know what I mean? So that was a good time.
Yeah, shout out Keaton.
We linked up. Yeah, we linked up. It was three of us, and then our other guy, Brooks Snowcap. You know what I mean? So we all played, and we took second. You know what I mean? Like we took second in that one.
A legit second.
A legit second.
It was kind of some funny stuff going on. I mean,
yeah, man.
Come on.
Hey, I will say this. Shout out to you, Rory, because you were playing very honest. Because I was that guy, like, man, bump it. I know everybody else cheating, bro. Hey, Bird, I was that.
Yeah,
guy.
we took a close second, and they was asking me to pencil whip somebody. You know
why
what I mean?
not?
So
everybody do it.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's just me. You know what I mean?
win.
Like I could have put down a 24 under at the beginning of the round, and we just never showed up.
And we still would have lost. That's the
Probably.
Yeah, probably right. It's I think it's a matter of who cheat the most.
Yes,
but yeah, we was.
What tournaments are about. Who cheats the most? It's that simple.
So I just be trying not to do. I don't know. It messes with my conscience, man. I'm a very like.
You are, man.
Like,
shout out to your conscience.
my pockets don't thank me. You know what I mean? I'm still broke.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, one of the things I want to talk about, just kind of introduce you guys on this first episode is just kind of how each of us found the game of golf. Three black minority golfers, which is it's not like that's uncommon. You know what I mean? But like a couple years ago, that was like a foreign thing. And I know me growing up, bro, like I probably drove by a golf course like and recognized it 2 times in my life that I can remember. And like I saw like the tee boxes. Sometimes they got the square, sometimes they got the little circle.
Right.
And like I thought the little round red and blue. I was like, so you supposed to hit that thing? Like I didn't. Like that's how lost I was.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the game. I was like, you just see like all this grass and you see like a red and yellow ball and you like.
He looking at the tee box. So like, you about to hit that.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So yeah. I want to know part of it, but Mike, I think you've been playing the longest. You probably had the earliest introduction.
I got 20 years in the game, man. And I feel like I'm a unicorn. Come from Inglewood, California.
West Coast.
You got other problems.
West Coast. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100. 323.
What's up, Philip?
Man, I tell you though, but like
Kenny gang, bing bing bang. I'm actually y'all don't know that, but I'm actually from LA. All my people's in LA. I consider myself Texas raised.
Straight up.
Facts.
Yeah, I got people. Yeah, Inglewood, Compton.
Word, okay,
all that.
Yeah, I spent some time in Compton too. I mean, it's kind of weird, coming from the hood and playing golf. Like I was looked at like an outlier. Like he wasn't playing you playing basketball, football,
basketball,
maybe baseball. That's about it.
Or rapping.
Yeah, like I got
on
friends
the block
here no more. All that stuff, man. Like, but like my pops was real like hard on me on sports stuff like that. So I found golf very early. I got involved at school. I was on a golf team, high school golf team by 8th grade. And then I kind of found first tee, and man, that I just fell in love with golf. Golf is one of those addicting kind of drugs. Fell in love with that thing, and
you said you was varsity as an 8th grader.
I made a high school team.
Yeah. Oh, so you was like a prodigy. You like
the first black person I know that played golf in middle school, bro. Like,
I'll give you.
Oh, it's a lot.
I know. I never
my
met
ROT.
Yeah, personally, you're the first person.
Hey,
no,
my
ROTC commander or whatever. He was a big golfer. He kind of brought golf clubs to the school. He in the hood. He an old dude. I think it was like Indian or something like that. He brought golf clubs to the school. We all like, what's this? Like, where the basketball and football at? I played baseball growing up too, so I was able to naturally swing a club, and like it just took off from there. And man, I tell you, I felt deep for golf, man. I remember as a kid trying, you remember those Golden Bear golf sets?
Yeah.
The Ram golf sets. I remember taking a pitch wedge. I used to be able to flop that thing like 30 yards in the air. A pitch wedge, a little beginner set thing, man. I was
the fat plastic clubs.
Man, no, the golden. Hey, I'll get a picture and post a picture.
He's young. That's like
you're a little young for that.
Yeah, I know Gator golf. Yeah. I'm talking about Gator golf.
Yeah. We got that too. Us 80s babies, we know about that Gator golf. I'm surprised you know about that.
I'm 89, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm the last of a dying breed, baby.
He got toe in there.
Yeah, you can't claim that.
But it's early though. It's like March. You know what I mean? It's like March. You know what I mean? Toe would be like a December baby.
We might let you make it then. We'll think about it.
Facts. But real talk though, golf took me places, man. As a kid growing up, I traveled with First Tee, joined the military. I got to play in Saudi Arabia.
Shout out to the vets.
Golf over there.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said shout out to the vets. You represent the veterans.
I appreciate it, man. You know, man, I'm telling you, playing a round of golf in the middle of a camel racetrack. That was a different experience, you know. But golf took me a lot of places, man.
Like a whole 18 or like a hole or like an entire course?
No, like 18 holes in the center of a camel racetrack. Like they racing camels over there.
Brian, you race camels.
Are camels fast?
Yeah, that's all I'm about to ask.
I always see him slow and spitting. I look at like Aladdin, like he wasn't on that thing. Like,
hey, it's you get
yeah, you know what I mean? They be
camel. You get it where you can.
Hey, camel got that swag. You know what I mean? Like they got that long neck. You know what I mean? Like
drive around like golf cart.
They all First year.
I mean, what? Don't people like race turtles and stuff? I mean, you know, you got the fastest turtle, you making money. But no, man,
they do.
They ain't fast.
Yes,
they ain't fast though. They do.
Yeah, and it sounds like, and you say if it's in the middle, like that's the other thing. That's what's confusing because like if it's in the middle of it,
that's a huge
like
track.
Is this like it's a huge track. Like are they like cross country runners or sprinters?
No, it's like have you been to a racetrack before?
Yeah, but I'm talking about fitting 18 holes inside of a track, bro. That track has to be huge, right? Or is this court very, very tight? Like everything shares the fairway.
Everything's it's pretty tight. It's tight. It's a linked course, but everything's like touched. I'll see if I get the link and I'll show y'all.
Yeah, I want to see this.
That'd be dope.
That was a dope experience, though, man. I mean, you know, hey, things are different over there, but that was a good experience. You know, kind of take a little stress off, you know, the current situation. But golf took me places. I'm appreciative of golf, man. Golf, I have a deep love for this game. I'll take a year off, come back, and I can't help myself.
Straight up, Roy. How you get into it? Roy? I mean, from the IG, I bet you've been in it, you know, since you were 12 as well.
I mean, you know, everybody tells me I have a Fred Couples type swing. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, I posted something yesterday. You know, this might not be a direct quote, but it is. You know, damn, that's sexy, and you know what I mean? Like that's
guy.
After 6 months of lessons, y'all. 6 months of lessons.
Yeah.
I'll show you the post. You know what I mean? Like
we saw it.
Thank you. Like that's it.
we saw it.
That's the comments. You know what I mean? Like I mean, shout out Colin McCarthy. You know what I mean for helping me get to that point. But no, I started late, bro. Like I said, I had no respect for the game or golfers. It's like growing up, like my dad. Yeah, my dad. I mean, my dad would always. He would watch like Tiger Woods, and he had a set. You know, he thought he was like the guy on Storage Wars that never had any success that you don't know about. he was like that. Like he was chasing that dream. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so he just never, you know, he never like really made money off of it. So I think we had like 3 sets of clubs, but they was like old blades, and like they had Jack Nicklaus' name on it, which is like. Imagine like in a couple years, somebody like 100 years, somebody found like a Shaq shoe, and they was like, "Oh, Shaquille O'Neal, he was a great player. This must be valuable." It's like, nah, bro, that was sold at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
exactly. So like that's what I think those clubs were. You know what I mean? Like they would have somebody's name on it, like Paul Azinger or whatever the case. And it's like that wasn't really like, you know, like a top notch club, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it was their personal club. And so anyway. I played basketball. I grew up playing football, probably ninth grade. I was in Texas. I found out later that I was allergic to grass. So I was like having asthma attacks all the time on the football field. And I just thought I was just going hard.
You weren't built for it. You can say it is.
Wasn't built for it. Yeah, exactly.
You weren't built for it.
And so and then you know, probably like ninth grade, I wasn't the darkest, you know, at the lunch table or whatever.
Whoa.
Big facts. Big facts. Yeah, I wasn't the darkest. I wasn't. Hey, chill out, bro. Hey, chill out.
He's darker on the screen though, right? No,
I'm sorry.
I got my. All right. Yeah. All right. Y'all, you say y'all cracking jokes or whatever, but you know,
gonna talk about my bald head in 3.
Yeah.
2.
No, I wasn't even gonna get on that. You insecure. You know what I mean?
You got to cover straight.
I was just getting on Mike because, you know, I'm so influential. Like, you know, I got dreadlocks, and then he was like, dang, you know what I mean? If I get some dreadlocks, so I might be able.
I gotta be like Roy,
you know,
man.
Yeah, I got exactly. You know what I mean? I want to be like Rob. And so anyway, yeah, I wasn't the darkest, but you know, playing in Texas, bro. It's hot down there, bro. And then I think that summer was like this guy for the Vikings, Corey Stringer, died of a heat stroke, and I was like, bro, I don't know about all this. So I went to basketball. Then I fell in love with basketball. So basketball was like my first true passion. You know what I mean? It was one of them things where, like, even though I wasn't that good at it, I was willing to spend the time, put in a lot of work. I was a gym rat. We used to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Me and my brother go to the recs, or get up at 5, be at the rec at like 6 a.m., go work out for an hour, 15 minutes, go home, shower, and then go up to the high school and play. So I was able to get a scholarship on like the last go round of scholarships, bro, to a JUCO, and then from the JUCO I ended up transferring over to a Division III, and I played out the rest of my last 3 years over there. But I spent so much time in the game, and I was like, bro, I need something else to occupy my time. Like that's all I did was basketball. You know what I mean? Like I didn't grow up like we start off in LA, which was like in a bad environment, you know what I mean? Like we had a lot of family that was in tough situations.
What? I'm talking about my city, you know, it ain't bad.
I mean, technically it was my city too, you know what I mean? But you know, anyway, we moved up. So we moved out to Texas really for the football. That's kind of one of the reasons why my dad wants to get over here is because we played football, and so you know, we were in like a suburban area, you know what I mean? So like I'm like, we moved out of one bad situation. We didn't move here and move to the hood, you know what I mean? So we were in more of a suburban area, whatever the case. And but like so it wasn't like a deal where like, oh yeah, all my boys were selling drugs and this and that. You know, I had guys that was moving from like Fort Worth area, like Meadowbrook and stuff like that. So those were my homies or whatever. But I was just like, I was so into basketball, like that's all I did. So when I got done playing college ball, I was like, yo, I need. Like the writing was on the wall that I wasn't going to play pro. So I was like, I need to go find something else. It was like a perfect storm, bro. They built the driving range across from my apartments that I was staying at. And because that area wasn't a great area, nobody was like really golfing down there. So nobody went to the range. I think it closed down like 2 months later. But when I went up there, I came back for like spring break. I grabbed one of my dad's sets of clubs. I brought it back home. I brought it back to school. And then the guy gave me like free lessons because nobody else was out there. Me and my wife, we were she was at the same school, and so we went over there. We kind of picked it up at the same time, and then from there, like once he told me,
sorry, real question. So since y'all picked up at the same time, how is it that your wife has a better swing than you, bro?
Yeah, shout out to your wife. She actually got
her swing is nice.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
I'm gonna go pull up my Venmo history, and I'm gonna see how many times I transferred money to you, and then I'm gonna see how many times you transfer money to me, and then is that a valid question, right?
Hey.
So I can ask you the same question. You got 20 years under your belt. How is it that you have paid me more than I have paid
lucky
you?
Squirrel catching that every once in a while. Don't worry about it. We'll get on video. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, we will. I'm only getting better. So we picked it up now, and then like from there, it was like trying to find a way to keep golfing. So we know one of the barriers to golf is finance and things like that. You know, having money or whatever. So I joined the class. You could do like the golf class, the racquetball, stuff like that in college. So I took the class. They had like a small driving range on campus. They had 3 targets. I think the farthest one was like 170. And so, you could imagine, bro, like, you getting like free instruction. Like I was religiously in that class, and so much so I took it like 3 semesters in a row. Like I signed up for it. Yeah. Like my last 3 semesters, I signed up for that class.
This man been getting lessons the entire time, bro.
Bro, it was like a clinic, dog. It was like a clinic. You know what I mean? Like,
private on lessons, everybody there.
Yeah, but like the main thing was that when you did that, then they would put your name on the list, and you could go play at the Muni, for free. You could play for free, or you could pay for the cart. And then like one of the girls in my class, her sister actually worked up there, So, you know what I mean? I talk to her, whatever, try and finesse whatever. And then, like, next thing you know, like, I got free access to the course. Even, worst case scenario, I got to walk. And then in the last semester, the coach was like, dude, you ain't even got to keep taking this class, bro. I'll just put your name on the list. Like, I know you just want to play. You don't have to come to class. I was like, hey, man.
Yeah. Say less.
Say less, dog. Say less. I love you. I love you, boy. And so anyway, so that's how I got into it. And then, like, I mean, the rest is, I guess history. There's still another story to tell just about, how we got into the social media. But as far as my intro into the game, that was it. And, like, I mean, it hit hard. Like, all the time that I was spending in the gym, I wanted to go. You know what I mean? I wanted to go take that to the course. So, and then, B, what about you, man?
Man, you know what, for me, so, like, I mean, obviously you can tell my background. Like, football was my thing. Like, I did not touch a club. Like, I ain't touched a club until I was an adult. Like, so like I said, I played D1 football. I played DB. Like, honestly, the only thing I remember about golf growing up was like my Uncle Barry, and that's his jersey up there. Shout out to my Uncle B. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, running back. And I can just remember spending summers with him, and he would have golf. He would go golf. But and I would watch Tiger Woods. That was the only golf that I was around. But I never wanted to play it. I thought it was a white dude sport. Like, there ain't no way that
for sure.
That wasn't for us. Like, even though my uncle played, I was still like, you a football player. But so in my mind, either you was white and played golf, or you were a rich football player and you did that in the offseason. Like, that's what I equated it to. But when I was in Indianapolis, there ain't much to do in the Midwest, bro. So, like, from like right down the street from Indianapolis Colts facility, there was a golf course, bro. So one of the DB was like, bro, let's go play some golf. And I'm like, I don't even have golf clubs, bro. And it's crazy how how the golf world works. So my junior year, one of the DBs that was on our team, he got in trouble. So my first official start in college was against Ohio State. And it was they had Ted Ginn and they had Anthony Gonzalez. Like, these dudes was like these first round draft picks, bro.
First round draft
picks. So, but it's my first start. So luckily for me, I ain't have to guard Ted Ginn. That was my boy A-Ross. I was like, thank God, because although I'm fast, like, Ted Ginn was like on a whole nother planet fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I remember that dude.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, I got Anthony Gonzalez. Like, this, he ain't faster than me. But when I say, like, this dude like ate my ass up, like it was like a whole nother level, bro. Like, I couldn't guard him. I couldn't guard him.
He tall too, right?
Well, he wasn't too. No, he's probably about 6 foot. I mean, that ain't tall to me, but like,
so he was a receiver. It's not.
Yeah, he was
I'm thinking of a tight end.
I think of a tight end too.
Anthony Gonzalez, he was a receiver for Ohio State, right?
Okay.
So make a long story short, like, he toe taps me in the end zone, right? And this is on the next week. This is in the ESPN magazine, bro. Like, double page, bro. Like, he's toe tapping.
So you was on ESPN.
In the magazine, getting toe tapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like,
I mean.
So look, fast forward.
Toe tapped on the
ESPN.
Look. I would like to be toe tapped.
Look, fast forward.
Close the door. All right, pause it. What are you doing?
Toe tap. He said we'll be toe tapped on ESPN. You gotta edit that out real quick. How to be toe tapped?
Yeah.
Nah, pause.
You said what? What is that? How's that pause?
That ain't pause. Yeah.
You say you want to be toe tapped?
Like, yeah.
What does
like,
that mean?
Like,
what y'all doing in y'all bedroom, dog?
Yeah, straight up. I ain't heard that one.
Hey, okay.
That's the LA. That's the West
No,
Coast.
go ahead and explain that. Yeah, go ahead and explain that.
I thought it was foul language. I can
so look, like, next thing you know, I'm in the ESPN on the 2 pages. Like, Anthony Gonzalez, like, 2 feet toe tap me on the pylon, and I'm like, there. You can tell I'm beat, right? So you fast forward now.
Not close enough to touch him.
Yeah, exactly. Now fast forward, I'm in Indianapolis, right? And he's on the team, and he's like, we talking about, somehow he's around. We're talking about golf. He's like, man, I got a whole set if you want to be false. I'm like, I bet. I mean, I don't even know how much golf clubs cost. I'm just like, I bet. Yeah, appreciate it. So he next day he brings me, like, I'm talking about a full set of Callaway, what were they, like the X22s or something. Like, it's a nice set. And I had the Nike driver, the Nike 3 and 5 was. I'm talking about, I got rangefinder. He gave me like a whole set. He's like, man, I ended up getting it for some appearance. All yours, bro. So I picked it up.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So I picked it up when I was in Indianapolis. But again, it was just something to do, bro. It's in the Midwest, bro. Like, I don't know if you ever been to Indianapolis, but you either bowl, golf, or I don't know. Like, we played Nintendo Wii. That was what we did after practice, bro. But anyway, fast forward, the next season I get cut. I'm if y'all been through it, you realize you ain't going to the league. Like, I'm in like mass depression. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. And then here comes the golf. So golf was like my therapy, bro. When I went like 10 toes down, like that's all I did. Like golf. So for me, man, golf is just like even to this day, like that's the only. I'm so competitive. Like that's the only thing that can make me feel like I'm still somewhat of an athlete. So for me, I just like everything about
It's
golf
funny.
is competitive, bro. Like when I go out there, I want to win. Like I don't care if it's ugly, but as long as I beat you, I'm happy. Like I can go home and tell my wife, like, yeah, I had a good time today because I won. Like, period.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Hey, real talk
mean,
though. How many
yeah.
people picked up the club because of Tiger Woods though?
Oh well, yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing though. I can't. You know what? I didn't. Like,
Yeah, not me either.
you know what?
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. Am I a Tiger Woods fan? Like, yeah, of course, because he represents us. But I mean, honestly, I picked it up, bro, because it was my therapy. Like, there ain't no way I would have got through, like, you know, not making it in football if I didn't have these clubs behind me. You know what I mean? Like, that was
big facts.
like that was my therapy, like hands down. And to
And
this day, it still is. But I mean, I'm over it now because I'm like 37, and I'm, you know, like football over with, bro. Like, I'm cool with that. But at the time, like, that was my therapy, bro.
That's interesting that you say that, because like me too. Like, it wasn't like a deal. Like, once I got into golf, then it was like, then you appreciate what Tiger Woods does.
Exactly.
But if you're not, like, I wonder how many people he actually brought into golf. I guess it did get more people watching. Like I said, my dad would put on the TV because Tiger was, and then especially because Tiger was always in contention, so he was getting all that coverage. Yeah. And like on a Sunday, you know what I mean? My dad would be like sitting downstairs clipping coupons or flipping through bills or whatever. And he just kind of have it on. So like, I guess I would see it, but like, I would never watch it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then once I got into it, and I forgot about this, one thing that helped me get into it, one of my teammates had the Tiger Woods golf game on the PS, whatever was out. Yeah. And so, so like that kind of piqued my interest first.
And I think if anything, like I feel like we probably more related to just like the athlete aspect, like just being the best at what you do. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm on a football field, like right now, I feel like I'm the best corner on this football field, no matter what. So like when you watch Tiger, it's just like, bro, like you looking at great. It's like watching Brady right now, or he ain't playing no more. But it's like watching Brady. Like you want to be able to say, you know what? At some point in my life, I felt like I was the GOAT at that moment. So like watching Tiger, it was just like, you know what? Like I wanna be able to, like, whatever I'm doing, whatever sport I'm in, like I can like channel that inner Tiger in me. You know what I mean? So
I feel like that was me too, because like when I was, you know, a kid in junior high, stuff like that, I was playing, like, you know, I mean, you play sports as a kid. Man, I was like MVPs, all this stuff, you know, every, you know, baseball, football, basketball. And I thought like golf's the natural transition, especially you get that people over here like awing over you, like, oh, this dude can swing a golf club. You know,
right? He's
black, he's in the hood, he can hit a golf ball. That was my thing, man. And I think that kind of drove me, because I even went to the golf academy and the same thing was there. Like I was like one of maybe 5, you know, black kids, you know, at the golf academy after I got the military, and like people were just so amazed that, you know, come out there and can play golf. It's
like every black kid must be a Tiger Woods prodigy, right?
Right. You got big shoes to fill. Is that or bust nowadays? All right.
Thanks, Tiger.
I know, right? Appreciate that.
Too much pressure.
Appreciate Uncle Tiger.
You know. Yeah.
Hey, Charlie got the heat though.
Big shout out to Charlie.
Hey, man.
Man. Speaking of like social media, and like, I mean, obviously, Rory, like you know, you 21K in the game at this point. And maybe by the time this airs, you might be 22.
By the time this airs, for sure, man.
You might be 22. Sure, so, like, obviously, like, all of us have like took lanes to social media, and like for me, I am a failed YouTuber and Instagrammer. But Rory, obviously, like you found your lane.
So hard and stuff, man.
Well, I mean, it is
21,000.
Yeah, 21,000. I mean, so like
973.
Right. So tell us. I mean, like, tell us how that happened, bro. Like, how you get into, like, you know what, I want to do this. I want to do this, man, social media thing.
So it was crazy. So anybody who knows me know that I'm real big. I'm real big on my faith, right? The way that I got into this was really just like me trying to be obedient. It's crazy. Like I don't think I've ever even told y'all this story. But so the way that it happened was I was trying to make a video, right? I wanted to make a video that was gonna like go viral or whatever the case. And like, you know, I was the guy on the team. Like if you play sports, Brandon, I know you know, I'm sure at one point, like when that bus was moving, like somebody had 2 pins and was, you know what I mean, banging on windows. Like, you know, that was my brother.
Man, come on, we from Texas, man. You know how we do.
Yeah, exactly, man. DSR, man. You ain't even gotta have no talent.
Hold up, man.
Hold up.
I done came down.
I done came down. got that up.
Yeah.
On the podcast, I got water in
my cup. Yeah.
So anyway, I was always doing that, right? So one day I was on the way to the course and I just had my phone out and I spit a little freestyle. It was like a 3-minute freestyle or whatever. So I posted it on like Facebook or something. People liked it, whatever. I said I need to make a music video to do this. Mm-hmm. So my parents are real big in their faith, and like it was funny because like at the time it seemed so stupid. I didn't even want to say it, but I was like, man, I feel like I've never felt like God is telling me to do something, right? Mm-hmm. But I like feel like He's telling me like do this, like, and that sounds stupid, right? And so I was like, but I kept saying like, well, I'm not gonna actually do that. It's probably not gonna go viral. And I remember one day I was on the way to record the song that I wrote. I went to a Starbucks, and like at the Starbucks, there was a guy sitting there on the computer, and like I got my coffee. I was walking out, and then I turned back and looked at what he was doing. I was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" He was like, "I'm editing a music video." I was like, "Oh, you do that?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Won't he do
Dog,
it?
Let me get.
Won't
yeah,
he do
I was
it?
like, "Let me get your information." so I got his information. We started talking. I was like, "How much are you charging for video?" It was like cheap, like $400, something like that. I was like, "Okay, bet." So then I went and recorded the song. I got a homeboy who's a musician. He sings with. He's an individual musician now, but he also sings backup for Leon Bridges, who's like a Grammy-nominated artist. Right. And so he just put me in contact with this guy named Chico, who had a studio like built in his garage. So I went and recorded the song. I then went and did a video, and I was like, oh yeah, I should post it. You know what I mean? I should do this. So I kept telling myself like, don't do it. Like, don't spend that money. Don't do this. And I did it just because I literally felt like, I don't know why like God keeps telling me to do this. So like the day that I finished the video and we finished editing it, I had Instagram and I was on Paige Sporanic's page. Yeah. And like, I'm telling you, bro, the day that I finished the video, she's like, I see her, she's on the story. She's like, hey, do you like golf? Do you want to go to Myrtle Beach? Would you want to win $10,000 and a round of golf with me? And I was like, yeah. So I went and, I looked, she's like, just click the link. I clicked the link. And it's like, hey, you have to make a video saying why you love golf. I was like,
just did it,
bro. Yeah, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, yo, that's so crazy that all of this felt like if I didn't do it and I didn't have it ready, like I wouldn't have, it was like 2 weeks before the submission window was over. Yeah. So I ended up submitting it. Long story short, I win $10,000. I won a trip to Myrtle Beach. I went a round of golf with Paige Sporanik. So that's how I got. So then, like once I did that. As soon as I entered it, I was like, I need to make a page around this. And I had already had the name Roy Blackaroy, just from, like you playing with guys and like, every time like you black, like everybody be saying like Tiger Hoods. Right. You know what I mean? And so
shout out to the Tiger Hoods. There is a Tiger Hood IG out there too. Shout out to that dude.
Oh, there's multiple. Yeah, there's multiple. There's a lot of Tiger Hoods IGs. Yeah. And so, but yeah, so like my homeboy, I hit a good shot and he was like, okay, I see you, Tiger Hoods. And like at the time, like when I got into golf, like Tiger was down. Yeah. So when I jumped in, like there was no Tiger, there was Rory. Like Rory was kind of like the next guy, DJ. Like, I was hearing all of those names. So he was like Tiger Hoods, and I just turned and I was like, nah, boy, it's Roy Blackaroy. Yeah. And then so I ended up going to put it on the bag. I put it as my tag. I made the account, and I made it like that. And then it was gone. You know what I mean? Like it was like the rest is history. You feel me? Straight up. Yeah. So that's that. I mean, that's how I started. And then when I put that video on there, I had somebody commented on that video, and I was just like responding to the comments. I probably had like 200, 300 followers or something like that. And I responded to the comment, and then the lady who it was, she was like, the lady that responded, she actually works for the PGA Tour, and so she was like, she's like, we should bring them to PVB. And I was like, what's PVB? She's like, Palm Beach Beach, Florida. She's like, that's where the PGA headquarters are. She like works like with the CEO of like the PGA Tour. Like she works in his office. Yeah. So I was able to get like, that was like, she was like a huge fan of mine. So she is responsible for a lot of my success as well. Just giving me the opportunities to meet certain people, getting access to stuff. And then, like, I don't know how far we want to go into it, but like my wife set up a meeting like for my birthday. It was crazy, but she like tricked me into thinking we was going to like hang out at WinStar for my birthday, and I'm getting like messages on my phone like, hey, your massage has been booked in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm like, bro, somebody stole my debit card. You know what I mean? I'm hot. I'm like, man, somebody booking massages in Jacksonville. Yeah. And then one day, like right before we were supposed to drive up to WinStar, like I got a confirmation for the flight, And so, but like, so we went to Jacksonville, we went for the players, but what she did is she contacted my connect with the PGA Tour, and she was like, "Hey, we're coming down. I want to do something special for his birthday." So what ended up happening is that lady set up a meeting with like Rory McIlroy. So like when I think I probably had like 2,000 followers at the time, and
I remember this too.
Yeah, and so like, you know, we out there and she's like, "Hey, if you can stay," it was supposed to be Rory and Tiger, but if y'all remember, Tiger pulled out of the Arnold Palmer Invitational with an injury the week before. So it's supposed to be Rory and Tiger, and she was like, "Well, Tiger won't be there, but it'll be Rory, McIlroy, and Fleetwood." And I was like, "I don't really care about Fleetwood. I want to be Rory." And so she's like, "Yeah, if you guys can stay extra 2 days," I canceled everything that I had on my schedule, on my agenda, stayed, and then it was crazy, bro. It was like Nike was releasing a shoe, and like, you know, you're looking at it, it's like very closed up. There's not a lot of people there, but it's like, oh, I recognize him from the PGA show. From the PGA. The Golf Channel. Yeah, I recognize this guy from the Golf Channel. I recognize that guy. That's Rory's caddy. There's just like 20 people in this building, and then me and my wife. And then when they get done, they're like, "Hey, just wait right here." When Rory gets done, he's got like, you know, this 80 foot walk. And you got, you know what I mean? Like, I'll introduce you guys, whatever. So, you know, I talked to him, whatever the case, boom, boom, boom. And then, like, from there, like, I mean, my engagement, like, just went through the roof, bro. It was like, my stories was probably getting like 500 views or something like that. And like that day, I remember it was like $299.
I can remember, bro. I can remember texting, bro.
You
bro, you really made it, bro. You went from like golfing that day to now you walking down, like you said, like 80 feet. You was like, I'm like,
just like,
just
bro,
me.
And then, like, you know,
really there though. Like that's
and
time.
so and then even out of that, like when I got to the airport to leave, you know what I mean, I'm still cloud nine high, bro. It was crazy. I almost didn't make it. We had a rental car, and I had backed up, and like the whole bottom like muffler exhaust system like fell off.
Oh shit!
Like we was on our way. We was on our way. I'm like, what did I run over? I'm looking. I didn't even run over nothing. I still to this day don't know what happened, and I'm very thankful that I purchased the insurance on that car, because that thing was jacked up, bro. And we literally left it. I called an Uber. We called an Uber over to a new rental car spot, picked up a new car, and then made it like just in time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, where there's a will, there's a way, bro.
Hey man, that's a story of faith right there, bro.
Yeah, but like out of in Rory's like little entourage or whatever, it was the Nike rep that, you know what I mean, like that was responsible for that event. So he like, we in the airport on the way home, and then he's like, "Hey man, I didn't get to meet you, but send me your sizes and whatever." So something like that. And I showed my wife that, and I was like, from then on, those Nike golf, swoosh staff, dog, like everything. I tagged them in everything, you know what I mean? And then so a lot came out of, you know what I mean, that stuff, and that kind of got me jump started in this. But but it's crazy though. Yeah, like it started off like, you know, who would have thought that, you know, the day I got like brand partnerships that, you know, that are on a monthly basis, and you know what I mean, I can almost match my normal income with golf. And like back then, I was like, bro, like, you know, I feel like God keep telling me to make a video. Like, that don't even make sense.
But you living a dream, bro. You living a dream.
Exactly, bro. So it's crazy. So yeah, so I'm real big on my faith, and like even with this, that's one of the reasons why I try not to compromise. You know what I mean, like with my beliefs or whatever, and what I do. Like, so I do curse, but I don't curse on the camera or whatever. I try not to do all that stuff because like really, I wouldn't have been in this position had I, you know what I mean, like had I not, you know, looked at it that way. You know what I mean, like so.
Now, man, look, I wish my story on social media was the same, but
at least you got a story, man.
Nah, I mean,
but you had it was YouTube, right? It was
YouTube. Yeah, it's YouTube. Yeah,
it wasn't necessarily Instagram.
Yes, it's YouTube, but like I said, it's a long. And I remember us having these conversations. You like, man, B. Foster, just stay in. It's the long game. But like I said, man, when I think for me, when you make it to a certain level in your like athletic career, I'm like, cool. It was my dream to be in the NFL, and I was. But in my eyes, it was a failure because like, well, I was just on practice squad. Like I ain't got no stats. Like when my students look me up, they're like, "Coach, did you play?" I'm like, "Nah, not really."
Tough.
You know what I mean? Not really. But then everybody always says, "Well, you made it, right?" So then there's this like, you get these new dreams, and like obviously golf being my everything. I'm like, bet I just want to get on YouTube, bro. I want to be like Golf Hollows, bro. I just want to go on golf courses, vlog it, and do that for a living. But when you like, I guess as an athlete, when stuff happens, like when you know you can succeed at a certain level and it doesn't happen like right away. Like for me, I was like, you know what, it must not be it, and I moved on. And you know what I mean. So, but to have a guy like you who's like, bro, it is the long game, bro. To see it like in real life, it's just dope. Like I mean, obviously, I'm not there, but at the same time, like golf has created so many like friendships and connections that it's still like in a way it is me living a dream. You know what I mean? Because like when you leave the locker room, you don't play your sport no more, bro. It's like those little things that you miss so much, like just chilling, just chilling in the locker room after the game. But now it's just like, all right, cool, we play 18 holes, and like now it's like after the round, we're talking about all of our shots, what we could have did, what we should have did. So it's still some of those same aspects. Chilling. You know what I mean? That we get. So I mean, that's why I got such like a deep love. You know what I mean for golf. You know what I mean?
And so you was trying to do the YouTube, and you were just using like the IG. Like how were you trying to connect the IG to the YouTube?
And here's the thing, like it was right. You're right. It was never clear, right? Like I didn't have like a strategic plan. Like I didn't identify with like a certain audience. Like for me, if you ask me like what my audience now, if I was to do it all over again, it would just be like, all right, we're all the football players like me. You know what I mean? Like we all got that same experience, that same story of like the end, like life after football. Like we all have that. And a lot of us choose golf. So, but I didn't, like I say, my IG, it didn't reflect that. It was just more like I threw a bunch of stuff on the wall and like hopefully something would stick, but nothing ever stuck.
So you have a lane.
Yeah. So like you said, you got to have a lane, and I never put enough focus and like thought into like finding that lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, man, at least y'all had one, man. Like, for me, it's always been just, IG for me. But after talking to Rory, and he kind of motivated me to kind of look at it as a different aspect of it. And I'm trying to grow my game, on IG, because playing and that's another thing I think people don't realize. Having talent or playing very well outside of it doesn't translate to being very successful on IG. Mm-hmm. It's work. It's a whole nother, you got to put your work in, your practice in, your grinds. You got to find out what works, what doesn't. And that's all I'm trying to learn, every day, from y'all, trying to pick up the things I can and see what happens.
Well, I'm just going to teach you what not to do. Rory going to show us what we should do.
Hey, there we go. That's the best combo right there.
That's how that go. But Rory, I mean, at this time, Rory, tell me, obviously you had the 22K following. Like, what's the point of the podcast? Like, why are we doing this? I mean, I'm sure people they want to know, like, all right, why?
Well, before I even get to that, because I know, like, just like, every time we play, like, we end up having a conversation just about, like, the social media, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I never really look at myself as, like, an influencer. Like, sometimes, like, people hit me up, they're like, hey, big bro. I'm like, bro, that ain't me. that ain't nobody's big bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, you ain't got to do all that. But it is, like, I am, I do, like, actually inspire. Like, I hate saying stuff out loud. You know what I mean? It sounds like bang.
You're a humble guy. We get it.
Yeah, but like I like do actually inspire people and like motivate people in the social media space to like keep doing it, or even just picking up golf. Like some people literally just like, will send me messages like, bro, like you make the game look so much more enjoyable, and you like watching your page, like I want to get good at golf. Maybe it's because they see me trash, and then they see that smooth black Freddie Couples swing that I got right now.
For real.
They call me Roy Blackroy, aka the Black Freddie Couples. Is what
straight
I'm
capping over here.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm
wow.
starting.
That was a bit of a stretch, but okay.
It wasn't. It's not what they calling me, but like if y'all call me that, I'll respond to it. Is what I'm saying. It ain't my name, but if you say that, I'm gonna say, huh? What? You said something?
Yeah, it's talk back.
So, but yeah, one of the pieces of advice that I gave, I'm sure we'll have other episodes where we talk about this, but the thing that I told both of these guys when they were asking me about like how to go on page is like. Do something that you enjoy doing, bro. I will freestyle. I will freestyle all day. I'll have a beat running for like an hour and just 10 minutes going, 5 minutes is dope. You know what I mean? Oh, I gotta go back and write that down. Can't remember nothing that I said. It'll get trashed, and then I'll do that all day. You know what I mean? So like for me to make a page that allows me to do what I would do for free. You know what I mean? Like I was able to do it and like be cool doing it when I was at 200, 300 followers, 800 followers, 1,500, 2,000, 5,000. Once I hit 10,000, you know what I mean? And then the same thing with like, I've kind of adjusted what I was doing and where I wanted to go. And so I do like some comedy videos now, you know what I mean? Like making people laugh. That's really what I do is like, I'm always like that clown around guy, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like all my homies was the athlete, you know what I mean? The athletes or whatever. And that's what I roll with, but I was because, you know what I mean? I was a good athlete and I was the funny guy, you know what I'm saying? So, like all of this stuff is like, I'll do it for free. You know what I mean? It's just like, is it worth putting in the time? if there's not a financial gain at the end, maybe not because I got a family. But what I would enjoy doing? Yeah. You know, somebody told me, I had a coach tell me a long time ago, I was like, if you do what you enjoy doing, you'll never work a day in your life. You get paid doing it. So, you know, like my full-time gig right now, like I used to be a high school teacher. Yeah, I used to be a high school teacher. He's the one that told me that. So I never went down the business route. I really just wanted to like have, you know, engage kids and like be able to kind of clown around and joke around like the way that I do with my coaches. And then I thought about that and I was like, man, I don't really like teaching, but I like the coaching part. So then I started my own, you know, basketball organization and training company. So that's what I was doing. And then I was like, hey man, since I quit this job, I got to find a way to get money for golf without taking it from my family. So then I was like, that's when I kind of had the idea to make the video. And then, you know what I mean? Now I rarely pay for golf. Like what I spend on golf in a year is like very small. It might be like equipment, whatever, you know what I mean? Or like travel to go somewhere. Yeah. But like what I actually pay for golf is probably less than when I first got into golf and I was playing munis and Twilight Tea Time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely less.
I'm sure my wife can't wait for me to get to that point.
Same here though. Right. Same here.
Yeah. So, but like, yeah, that was the goal. So like now I'm at that point, and now it's like, okay, now where else can I take it while being who I am and enjoying what I do? You know what I'm saying? So, right. But as far as the goal for the podcast, and real quick, just if y'all see me, you know, I'll explain this later, but y'all see me like taking notes for you guys that are watching. You see me taking notes, so just for something like to recap the show at the end of the show, whatever the case. So if my eyes ain't like making eye contact, you know. Now if y'all just listening, don't just ignore what I just said. But yeah, my goal for the podcast is really the same thing. Like I literally just enjoy you guys' company. You know what I mean? Like, and we, you know, Mike, you're down in Houston now. B, you know, I moved up more up north or whatever, and so it's hard for us to link up. But y'all are like my golf circle, right? It's like y'all, and then like I would say like Roger still is like my real, like it's one of my real homies in the game of Instagram. Like he and
shout out
Tiger
to
Mills. I don't know if y'all know Tiger Mills, but yeah, like when I first jumped into it, bro, like they had been in it for a while trying to, you know, come up in it. And that's one of the reasons why like I'm so happy that like Roger's having all the success that he's having. Cause like I could tell he was grinding in it, you know what I mean? And then like, you know, he gave me some advice. I called Tiger Mills up in Connecticut, gave me advice, and then like I kind of like went past them, and then like, but when I met Roger, I was like, bro, like I was like, it's a matter of time.
Yeah, he the Messiah. Shout out to Roger, bro. He's the Messiah,
yeah, man. Like it's a matter of time. Like people think I'm cool in the game. Like when you get out there, bro, like it's like you a whole nother level of what the golf game could be. You know what I mean? And like, you know, as an influencer or whatever the case, and a content creator, and so. But yeah, like those guys helped me out, and so like it's cool to see them, you know, rise up or whatever. But you know, the podcast it's the same concept, right? We can't if I can find a way to make this productive, like we'll do it regardless. But if we can find a way to, you know, gain a following and, you know, motivate people, you know, and inspire people, and, you know, allow people to come into the game and tell stories that will, you know, somebody be like, oh man, I got to pick this game up, or hey, I picked the game up, I can't wait to get to the point. Or, you know, we talk about golf trips and things like that, or whatever the case. If we can do that, I'm willing to do it for free. You know what I mean? But obviously, like as the podcast and as the listeners, as you guys listen and enjoy it more, you know, then we have an opportunity for brand partnerships, things like that, and a way to monetize it. But it's my same formula. You know what I mean? Like find something that you enjoy doing, and then, you know what I mean? Like, and go do that. Do that and see if you could do it consistently and do it and get better with it, and do it to the point where somebody finds a financial investment. You know what I mean? We'll help support that and fund that. You know what I'm saying? What about you guys?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You articulated that so well. But I mean, same thing though. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like I love golf so much. I enjoy the fellowship that it brings. So for me, man, like I said, this is for me, it's just another opportunity, bro, for us just to vibe out and share something that we all love, which is golf. And I think that's the beauty of the game. Like, as much as I love football, it's such a violent game that, you know what I mean, you don't necessarily get these opportunities. Like, I'm gonna say golf is just one of those things, bro. You know, it's you hate it, you love it, and then you can share that same experience with your boys. And this is and at the same time I get to be competitive too. You know what I mean? So for me, it just checks.
Getting hot when I be beating you.
Yeah, because it don't happen that much. But you know. Yeah, it don't happen that much, but you know, it just for me, it checks so many boxes. For me, it's just like, bro, like I never see myself putting down these clubs ever until I'm under.
That's the I'm trying to get married mine too, and all these J's. So
That's
Yeah.
it.
hopefully,
And like I said, and here's the thing, like now we can, like now we can look good too. Like we can actually like show our uniqueness on the course, like bro, like that, like
yeah,
that's a whole nother episode. But like,
that's a whole nother episode.
But
Like,
man,
when you first jump into the game, bro,
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I was literally trying to look as lame as possible.
as lame.
So it's
Like,
I'm
yeah,
like,
it's on the
I'm
course.
like,
as possible.
I'm like
Yeah.
FootJoy. What is this? But you know,
Yeah.
I gotta tuck my shirt in too. Like, bruh, like,
Oh, the game
Yeah,
definitely has
tucked
come a long
in,
way.
belt,
like I'm trying
yeah,
to,
belt,
yeah,
top
so-
button fresh.
yeah. So now, but like I said, that's a whole nother episode. We'll test that on another day. But
Real
well, I mean,
talk.
what about
But
you?
no,
Mike?
I think I think like I said, I enjoy playing with y'all. You know, definitely get on the course, get some footage. You know, show what really happens on the course. You know, Rory, you know, capping over here. You know, see the real life of how he swings.
I'm actually the funny thing is I'm actually getting more consistent. So
That's
I
why
don't know about y'all.
You say that,
I don't
but
know
we ain't
about y'all.
played yet. You say that, but we ain't played. It's a little
I'm
little
just-
different when you're on the course. Like this ain't PJ
But I-
Superstore, bro.
But here go the thing. I talk what I walk though, right? I talk what I walk. So I don't talk like I'm the best when I was smacking y'all. I was very humble
But
because
we ain't got
the
to play
game
yet,
could
bro.
go any way.
Hey,
you know what I
Colin,
mean?
Colin can't
Hey,
help you when we out there on the course, bro. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, but real talk though.
Actually, you know what I mean? Like it's all in here. That's
Oh,
the thing.
okay.
That's self-correct now.
Self-correct.
Ooh,
But
you
no,
seen it. You seen it.
Shout
But
out
no,
to-
but real
shout out
talk
to
though,
Colin,
yo.
man.
Like I think for me though, like I've been wanting to get a solid group of people I could travel, play golf with. You know, like I want to hit that St. Andrews, you know, kind of golf thing with some dudes like you know, mesh it pretty well. You know,
Yes,
Pebble
sir.
Beach. You know, it's courses that you know you got on your short list. You don't have a solid group of people you go golf with.
Bandon, yeah.
Yeah, bandit.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm looking for this. You know, let y'all see some of that behind the scenes that really goes on, but at the same time, you know, the opportunities that this group may have just by meshing with each other pretty well.
Straight up. I agree. All right, so here's the thing, Rory, man. Are you ready?
Well, hold on. I wanted to just ask him, like you was talking about, like finding that group.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I know that's one thing. Like for a long time, especially because I was on social media for a long time, it's like bouncing around. Just like I play with this person this day, I play with this person that day, whatever the case. And then, and I always wanted, you know, like you see guys at the course that they be like, yeah, I got a money game every Friday. We had the money game for 10 years.
Yeah. straight up.
You know what I mean? And you'd be like, man, I wish I had a squad that was, you know what I mean? That I could take their money, you know what I mean? And then I found y'all.
take their money.
Still ain't took no money.
Yeah,
And still ain't took no money. He always talking about check his Venmo and all that. I'm gonna check mine. 'Cause last time I checked, I ain't sent you nothing.
Yeah, but we'll post the link. We'll post the link to the YouTube video of our match. You know what I mean? Because some things are better than money.
Man, that was 2
You know
years
what I mean?
ago,
Like,
man.
Some
Hey,
things,
you dig your grave right now, bro. You dig your grave.
some things are better than
All right,
money.
yeah, he
you know
got
what I mean?
he got me on that one. He got me.
Yeah, big facts, big facts.
got
And then the last round of 2021, obviously. I mean, we wasn't really,
Yeah, we're not gonna talk
we
about
wasn't
that.
really competing. You know what I mean? But you know, that's,
You
But don't
was
worry, we
a
got
good-
some
you was a
content
good
coming.
friend that day.
Hey, you know, we got some good camera work coming soon.
Yeah, we got
You
some
know, you
stuff
can
coming
see
for y'all, man.
some
So
real life
we can
behind
end
the
all
scenes
this, so we can
stuff.
start like archiving all these arguments about who's the best.
Hey, you know what we do? Hey, the
hey,
first
that's what's
footage.
tough. Yeah, that's what's
hey,
tough.
first
It's gonna be-
first round 2022. We're gonna do what's that? A 1v1v1.
Yeah,
Head
straight
up.
up.
Everybody straight up.
Yep.
You know, put some big money on the line and see who come out on top. You know,
Because we'll see where Rory
Just
don't
the
tell
out.
y'all is he's missed the ask for 3 strokes every time we play. That's how he usually is. Bro, I need 3 strokes, bro.
Well, you at that moment you shot more 70 rounds than me, so I was like,
And I still do.
yeah, bro. So yeah.
Yeah, I still do.
You still do?
Yeah,
Oh, so you
bro.
going
Last
straight
time
up?
I played, I shot 76. So what's up?
oh,
That's
so
what
it
I'm
sounds like
saying.
you're going straight up too.
Okay, yeah, okay. So like I said, y'all better than me. Y'all better.
not- but that ain't what you've been telling the
you better
listeners the
not.
whole
So it's
time.
all
Big
good.
facts,
You
I
know,
forgot
sandbag
about
over here. Sandbag over here.
Oh look, now he's a DB. Now he backpedaling. Now he's backpedaling.
Yeah, for real. You know, hey,
Yeah.
we're going straight up too. So we don't get this
I'm
on
going
live.
straight
You
up.
know.
I don't want to hear
No
nothing.
strokes, no nothing.
Nothing.
I'm counting
Yeah, never
everything.
mind.
Let it.
I would like to retract all my
Nah, you good.
I would
You
like
said
to
it.
retract all my
It's
statements.
out there now, bruh. It's out there.
Yeah.
You want all the
It's out
smoke? You
there
got to
now.
get all the smoke.
Yup.
Nah, I get my strokes though. That's what the game is.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
We just get less.
Yeah.
I just
This
get
man
less.
here.
Bro, you been playing for 20 years. Get my strokes, dog.
Yeah, that is true, Mike. You have been playing a long time, bro. You were like, bro. You played in middle school, bro.
Hey, it don't
Yeah,
mean
You're the
nothing.
first
Hey,
you're the first
hey.
black man I know played in middle school.
Yeah,
Hey, it don't mean
as much as I play now, you still got probably 10,000 hours. on
Yes.
in this game.
That's a
alone.
level
Hey,
of
it's very
mastery
possible
right
though.
there.
Hey, but be 100
No,
though.
it ain't
Like
possible.
golf,
It is.
golf is in one sport though. It don't matter how long you've been playing. You off that day, you can get got.
Yeah, that's true. That's big facts, Mike.
No matter
That's
what.
crazy. You know, I was thinking about that. So, like, think about how good, like, think about your best day in golf, and then think about your worst day in golf. And if you did that in basketball, you was point shaving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts.
If you walked out like it, like I'd be looking at these tours, I'm like, man, like, because you can't really throw a tournament and like game, like you can't make somebody else win. You can only make yourself lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, this is the only sport where you could be Jordan one day and like Bill Cartwright the next day, and it's like, bro, I'm trying. I'm like,
Chalk up, hey, you gotta chalk up to the game. You chalk up to the game. Yeah, I mean, you ain't got no backboard. You ain't got no free throws. You got a little ball, this piece of metal, and you got to hit it at the right spot to get it in the right
is the
direction.
second best sport in the world. Second best, but yeah.
Besides what?
Football. Come on, bro. What?
It's the sport.
People don't really. I mean, football is entertaining or whatever, but like people don't really fall in love with football. They just play it.
Sounds like a
football's one sport, man.
Sounds like a basketball player talking.
Basketball players wish they could play basketball.
And
basketball players, y'all rely on your team to be good. Football, basketball players, you rely on your team to be good. If you have one baller on your team, you can handle most of the competition.
In football?
Facts.
No, sir. In basketball, if you have one, like, bro,
look at the Patriots. Look at the Patriots. Tom Brady leave. What happened?
They still made it to the playoffs. That's what happened. They still made it.
One player leave. They look like trash.
No, bro. We're not having this conversation because y'all don't know football. Stop it.
Oh, okay. Okay. You getting salty? I am.
Okay, it's all good. We're not going to say that.
Hey, don't feel bad though. The basketball is the same way though. Basketball is the same way.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the only thing I enjoy the most about golf is that it's all on you. It's you and yourself. You ain't got nobody to play.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm capping. Golf to me is the greatest individual sport ever. Like,
oh yeah.
Like you can find out what kind of man you are or woman you are when you play golf.
Oh yeah, it'll mess you up in a round. It'll have you coming back for another one.
Yeah,
I can't count how many times I walk off the course, but to break all my clubs like Rory, and then come back the next day just for another ass whooping. That's what golf is.
Like golf is the only sport you can hit one good shot and it bring you back. Like you could have shot, you can shot 100, but you hit that one shot. You like, bro, that's why I play.
That drive on 18.
You like, and then this is why I'm good right here. Like it's the most delusional sport in the world, bro. Like it's ridiculous.
Even though you thinned it, you thinned it right next to the pin. It was a bad shot, but the result was good.
I thinned that 400, 230, but it was great. It was straight, so that's all that matters.
That's the thing. They both work for you because then you might hit a trash shot and they be like, hey, but that contact though, that's the best.
Man, it sounded great.
Hey, I'll be back. The result wasn't there, but
it's all in the fall through. It's all in the fall. You get that nice. You hold the pose. That thing going straight right to somebody's house. But you like, man, that was a butter.
Hey, that felt good though. Like I never felt it jump off the club face. Like golf, that. I gotta go back to the range.
Golf do some stupid. They do some crazy stuff to us, bro. Like it's crazy.
Oh no, it's all.
I love it, but I love it.
It's addicting. It's a drug.
Yeah, it is a drug. It's my drug of choice.
Facts. Yeah.
All right. You want to explain? B, you want to explain?
Yeah. So like I said, like Roy kind of said a couple minutes ago that throughout the show he's writing some stuff down. He's taking some notes per se, and we all know that he has a unique skill set. He loves to rap. He loves music. So we have a little rap recap. I don't know if we're gonna officially call it that, but it is a rap recap. And he gonna spit some bars for us, and that's how we always gonna close out the podcast. So again, that's unique to us. That's unique to Rory and his craft. So whenever he's ready, we're gonna drop the beat and Rory gonna do his thing. Simple as that. And eventually we all gonna get on the mic just so we can mess it up. Yeah.
All right, man. What's good, everybody? So just finished writing, finishing up finishing up putting my I's on my T's and dotting my Q's and all that crap. Oh, wow. And so before I get into this, I know that made no sense. Before I get into this, make sure you guys follow the podcast on all the different platforms. So IG, make sure you guys give us a follow. We're gonna put some clips on there. Subscribe to the YouTube, and then wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you guys go out there and do that and support. Like I said, just a couple of guys. I think we're very relatable. You know what I mean? Like nobody is, I'm like a Insta, quote unquote, Insta star, but you know what I mean? We're all just like regular guys that just enjoy the game of golf. And really, we all just addicts trying to find a way to get a free tee time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if y'all want to contribute to that, you know what I mean? You don't even have to pay no money, right? You just listen to our experiences, whatever the case. And then, you know what I mean? Like let what happens happen. So appreciate you guys that listen. Appreciate you guys that made it through the whole episode. I'm going to go ahead and start this beat up real quick. Then, it's just going to be like a little 16, whatever the case. My notes are sloppy. I'll get better as we go. First episode. Hey. Yeah. Eat. Hey, this that golf-ish, and we going to talk-ish. If you top it or you lost it. Couple hitters that linked up on the first tee. And they some haters think I'm trash, but they paid me. Yeah, I was trash on the court. Now I'm trash on the course. Foster had the same story, but it was a different sport. Micah Vet getting strokes when he finna make a bet. Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, cash, or a check. It's that golf-ish. It's that golf-ish. And we gon' talk-ish. And we gon' talk-ish. It's that golf. Yo. Man!
Hold up.
Yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. We're gonna get out of here.